am from Teach the World to Trade. You know who I am, Moez. And this is for you who haven't made it. And this is a recording that hopefully you're going to watch later on and see some live trading in action. I'm going to run that process that we've spoken about at a scholarship and that I teach and talk about for years and years as a professional trader. And this is the second of the series. We're going to do them all year, every Monday, 4 p.m. Because it's the second, I get to do some management and evaluation because last week we identified and executed a couple of trades. This week we can have a little look and do a little review. So I'm going to use my time wisely before I start identifying again. I'm going to go to that part of the process. So let's have a little look. We're going to share my screen. There we go. So if I remember rightly, we did a copper trade, a coffee trade, and a Bitcoin trade. It says here, let's have a little look. Yeah, paper trading. I had a little look earlier. History, double check. Yeah, KC's coffee, HG's copper, and then we had Bitcoin. I think that's it. So I know we stopped out at 2, and we've still got one live. So I'm hovering over it. Let's have a little look at Bitcoin. So TradingView's massively improved its simulated trading and paper trading, as it calls it, because it can show us where we put our trade on and got out, I believe. So let's have a little look. Oh, this one might have actually been a profit if we bought. We were looking for a rally, weren't we? Because we had that big sell-off after a Trump tweet where he said, he's actually talking about tariffs on China due to, was it sunflower oil or corn oil or whatever it was, some nonsense, which I've got friends that trade grains that said that the depth of his tweet about the specific market was nonsense and something to do with China and America having this deal, and they've had issues over this, the oil and whatever, the corn oil or whatever it is they were importing. Anyway, turned out not only was it nonsense in Trump terms, it was nonsense in market terms as well. It was double nonsense. Either way, it caused this massive red candle in Bitcoin. Stocks dumped, bonds rallied, precious metals rallied as well. So anyway, we had a little look and thought, you know what? Because Trump is nonsense. Let's have a little look and buy it. So we did. We had this trend line here on the daily. I believe it was above it. So we had a little buy. And then I think on the medium term, we found a pivot level to sell it at, which created this triangle. So we had look, it even keeps our risk reward. We had a risk reward ratio of 2.8. And it looks like it came in, which was good. But then what we've highlighted here, and I think we spoke about it last week, was this triangle was forming on maybe it was an hourly. Yeah, on a medium term. So we were looking for that buy above the support line, which we bought, and we were looking at this as a target price, or slightly higher, sorry. Oh, I tell a lie. It wasn't a winner. It didn't hit our profit target. Okay, well, there you go. This is one for the management and evaluation. Because we hit our original plan was to pick up this buy through this support line with this target. I mean, I've done a lot of trading since this, so I'm trying to scratch my mind back to our theory. I think we were looking at ratios is why we put our profit target above the level. We were looking for a burst higher and a bullish move, because fundamentally I think we were bullish. But we hit our this, I call them kind of hurdles or challenges. I mean, this area here was our first challenge, and it proved to be quite the challenge, and then a very good selling opportunity, to be honest, all around here. Again, we hit these challenges, we burst up through them. I mean, this is textbook technical analysis. So our support line worked, and we were right in our identifying, okay, we believe there's going to be a reversal of the move. This is a good way to get long. This is where you get long. We went long. Our profit target was up here, was our plan, and with a predetermined stop. I didn't keep an eye on this trade. I wanted to have something on to talk about this week, so I just left the profit target and the stop target. I should have been active in watching this, and I'd say, as we were on side, hindsight being a beautiful thing, but it's the kind of thing I look for, this line being broken on the downside, I would have been moving my stop. It would have been a running that profit stop, and I would have been constantly putting it under this line, or maybe a bit closer, to be honest. I would have had a stop line, maybe running underneath. Maybe around here. And that's where I'd have been getting out of this for profit. And this is criminal. So you'd have your trailing stop, perhaps monitoring this on an hourly, probably below this, our original identifying the trade support line, and then having our trailing stop following it up. But instead, we turned a winner into a loser, but our stop was taken out because it's a good job it was, because then we fell a lot further. So in evaluating, how could I have made more, lost less? I could have made more by being more active in my trade management and seeing this area up here where we were having a lot of resistance and pivoting, and it wasn't breaking through. Not only, and this is kind of technical analysis theory 101, is if you want to start being almost a connoisseur of trading, you're identifying a trade and you're long a trade, you should really only be getting out when you think you should sell the market. I mean, it's a difficult practice, and you'll get probably less trades, but this is one of the theories. So here, where we've highlighted and we've turned around, this has now presented itself as a sell area. So we should have been getting out and then looking to go short through our trend support, because that was a good trend support line that we identified. So that's getting great value out of that bit of technical analysis we did last week. Two very powerful lines there. We had the initial trade, the right, didn't manage it very well because I wasn't managing it. But here it showed us where the turn was coming. So what direction's the market going? Where's it going to turn around? This showed us the turn, and that then produced us an exit opportunity and then a selling opportunity through our support line, which is super interesting. Okay, so that's our Bitcoin. Good trade. This is what I've said from the start. Execution and management is where you make your traders, right? We've just lost on a winning trade, which is annoying because it was also a medium-term trade. But alas, we get the lesson and we move on. What else did we do? Coffee. This is a bit wild. Let's have a little look at coffee. Did we do something on the short term, maybe? I mean, this looks like solder there. I remember now, we thought, when I say we, I said I thought that we'd had an end to our bullish moves. And indeed, I thought we're gonna have a further sell-off. But alas, we didn't. Where is that level? There we go. We sold 10 at 396.60. And then we bought it back. Then our stop was filled further down the line. Again, we don't get it right all the time. Yeah, this was a fundamental play for me. I thought we'd had an overextension and then we were going to come off. I was wrong. But my stop was filled and my risk reward was in check. I should have, ordinarily I would have done probably some more research on this one before I took this trade on. I would have looked at some supply and demand figures, checked the news, maybe a bit more technical analysis on the medium term. Would have said, we need to break this level on the downside before we get bearish. As it is, it's kind of working as a good pivot here. Same would stand, really. It need to break below there to be for me to sell. Currently not too sure what to do there. So a loser, Bitcoin, coffee, copper. We've still got this trade on, which is interesting. Bullish on this trade. A little bit offside. Well, it's almost where we entered pretty much. We've got quite a lot of size on this one because I am medium to long-term bullish on copper. I think that whole precious metals piece is still bullish. Gold's still flying higher. We had that big sell-off in copper, which for me makes this a cheaper long to hold over the medium and long term. Again, we're getting these good wicks every time we have sell-offs. We have the buyers are coming in. I'm still happy with this trade, and I'm looking for it to break that one. So 51485. So I'm going to set me an alert for that. Add alert. So my app will pop up, which is great. You just pick your level, go across to the plus sign, add an alert at any price you want. And you can also set buy and sell stops or limits to get you long and short, which is a great little feature of TradingView. Okay, time is flying by. Any requests for markets you want me to look at, Moez, while I've got you?
There is a fourth one you did.
I thought there was a fourth one.
Yeah, it was a fourth.
Okay, let's have a little look. Why? In this one, history. There's something that I was looking at the date. Here we go. 13th, 14th. ZN. Must have been this one. ZN1. What's that? ZN1. Oh, there you go. The T note.
What was that? The
The T note.
yeah.
Oh, we got long on this line. That's a great trade. Very similar to Bitcoin. I mean,
It did. Yeah, it
this has
was.
been the trade of last week. Um, we had a bullish move in T notes. We had a look at some direction by plugging in our levels. We found two levels. This is a very good textbook technical trade, combined with fundamentals as well. You know, with issues over in the States, Donald Trump talking how he's talking, but the slowdown in America because of there's no data coming out. No news is bad news. So we've been seeing this rally in the treasuries. And then we got long, and our profit was defined. Our loss was defined easily here. It's almost like an upside down version of the trade that we had with the Bitcoin. Got long the rally, and then, yeah, like I said, this has been the trader last week getting long treasuries. They've really rallied hard. They continue to rally really hard.
Wow. Kept flying.
Yeah, absolutely flying. Like I said, best trader last week. I didn't even do this in real life. It's a great one. This is the kind of trade I normally look for. In fact, I sold it and got stung. It's been creating some great levels. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's just testing this level. You could be trading the price action around here. And then looking for that break, and then bang, when it breaks, it's like a pressure cooker. You know, the steam flies up and it just went for it. And then again, oh my gosh, we're there right now. What do we do? I think I will move over from review to identify because I like this. Good trade. That one, that was a good trade. And now, what's this T note telling us? Let's have a little look. I mean, this this level right now, we're right on it. Does it continue? Do we have that pullback? Let's have a little look up here. Let's see. Again, I like that I started my support line from here because we had that rally, continual rally, almost turned around a small sell-off. This one we had a big sell down, but the buyers came in hard. I mean, this couldn't be any picture perfect, really. Any more picture perfect. We've got a build-up of action here. Do we go higher? Do we go lower? Well,
It's a guess for me. Obviously, we've got no clue compared to where we. I think it's a build up. Is it going up?
it's going up.
I think
I
so.
mean, I mean, fundamentally, there's a lot of dovish news in the States to send us higher. But we can let's process it. Let's put it on long position. Where do we stop out? I mean, probably stop out down here. You know, target back to where we were living. All right, let's paper trade. Trade. Let's trade 10 contracts. Where do we take profit? So throwing it in for us. Stop loss 1309. And then where was our profit? Up here, 1331. Okay. Yep. Send that one. Okay, we've gone long. We're looking for that break higher again in the T notes. Okay, that's a good one. Second one, what's been interesting today, this week? Commodities. Oh, let's have a look at commodities. Let's have a little look at natural gas. Sunday energy. This is gapped higher today. This was the close on Friday. This is the open on Sunday night. Opens at 11. It's rallied higher from there. We'll look on a daily what that means. Okay, we're starting to look bullish, which is very seasonal for natural gas. But we are plumb in the middle on a daily. There's theory, and I've said this to Daniel, is an unwritten rule of trading. But when a gap occurs in technical analysis, technical analysts always say, "Oh, gap's there to be closed," which kind of goes along with it always comes back. Which is an unofficial mantra of traders. See the market here created a big gap, opened higher, traded up, eventually came down to fill that gap there and there. So is it going to go do it again in the next few trading sessions, or are we going to head to this level around here? I like the momentum of this trade. So I'm going to have a little look for a medium-term buy or a short-term. Let's have a little look on the short-term. I'm going to be uber bullish on this one. I'm going to look to get in now. With a short stop underneath. Underneath there. With the profit target. And just above this level. I'd see put it at a 2-to-1 ratio. And we'll do 2 units. 5. 515. 170. Send that to market. Okay. We've got some nat gas on. Again, the fundamentals should be bullish. I haven't read them today, but when it gaps open like that, up sharply as some colder weather shows up in the temperature forecast. There you go. This morning's natural gas price popped higher. Appears more of a relief from mounting bearish risks and newfound optimism. Near-term fundamentals remain challenging. Chance for a colder November and possible short covering mid-trader repositioning at the front of the strip suggests an extended move higher cannot be ruled out. It's up 6.7% today. So that's a big move. There we go. There's the fundamentals. Super useful from trading view. It is bucking the trend, but I'm willing to run with that trend in natural gas. I know it's a big trending market, and if that cold snap does come and the weather forecasts every day continue, the forwarding weather forecasts keep coming up as cold, we have that spiking a lot higher. So I'm happy to take that trade on. So there we go. Only time for 2 today. It means I've only got 2 to review next week. So we should have time for more to go over next week. Okay. There we go. We had a couple of trades. We had a bit of reviewing. A couple of trades to look at today. We've identified and executed some T-notes, which have been super busy. I'd look at bond this week. Last week, busiest markets by far: 10-year T-note, German Bund, and the gilt in the UK. These 3 markets were the busiest by far. Like, they're doing 3 times the volume roughly that they were doing last month, which is loads. More volume means more opportunity, essentially. They had that big extended move, the momentum move to get on the back of as well. Been much busier than the stock markets, the bond market, and I think I said this before. They're only growing. There's only going to be more debt in the world, and rates have got to be intuitive with inflation and central bankers and whatnot, and that whole piece. It's getting very political. That's why bonds are very interesting to trade, because governments are involved as well as central bankers as well as people. Okay, check out the bond markets this week. Precious metals still super busy. What else? Natural gas in this time of year gets very busy. Oil as well has been going one direction and maybe looking to turn around just under $60, I think. So that's going to be worth looking at this week. That's what I'll be looking at for sure. What else will I be looking at this week? I think that's about it. And anything else that piques my interest, really, I check all the markets. I have lots of watch lists, as you've seen. If anything starts moving out of line, more than their average daily ranges, I take a look at it and see if there's an opportunity there. So that's one of the key drills and practices that I have, is, on my watch list, has something move 2 or 3% and or more on a day, have a little look. Is there a little setup like I've just shown you there, and then look to trade from there. Okay, thank you very much for
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you. That was lovely. Thank you. Amazing. Have a nice afternoon.
Brilliant.
Have a nice evening, and catch you all next week, hopefully.
Cheers,
All the
Sam.
best, mate. Ta-ra. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.